Hello and welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be covering a very deep and immersive app called ToneStack Pro from Yoneq. ToneStack Pro is a amp simulator and multi-effects unit. With the initial purchase, you get 10 cabinets, 10 amps, and 30 effects. Pretty impressive, and I think it's only $10 for all those effects and amps. Now, if you are so inclined as to get the pot of gold, you get a whopping 280 pieces of gear. You get 70 amps, 68 cabinets, and 140 effects. Mind-blowing. Just to give you a little idea, to go into units and just show you the amount of amps there is. $70 amps, 68 cabinets, and there's just oodles and oodles of effects. One nice thing that I discovered also was that down at the bottom, there's a bass section. I was very pleased to find that. Makes it easy because I'm not always after some of the guitar effects. So by just clicking bass, I can isolate the bass effects. Very nice touch. Thank you, Yoneq. Now within the app, you get a impressive amount of presets. There's literally hundreds of presets to go through. So I recommend when you first get this app to just sit down for a while and familiarize yourself with what this app has to offer. Go through the amps, go through the speaker combinations, see what you like, see what you don't like. Go through the effects. The thing about ToneStack Pro is that it comes with presets. However, when you load an effect, there's no presets for the effect. So you got to kind of know about the effect that you're using and what they do. So I would recommend just kind of fiddling around with the knobs and seeing what works for you. And then save the preset once you get something that you like. Have fun with it. On the control side, on the top, there's a B, C, and D section. And this is your quick switch section. Quick switch. So you can load any effects in there that you want. I'm going to show you how to do that. I'm going to put my little bass amp that I got created, which is the Ginger Head and the Bass 700 cabinet with it's a 410 speaker combination. I really love the tone. It's got some nice bottom end and good high end and not a lot of mids. So I'm on A. I'm going to find my amp, load that. Now, in order to save this in the slot that I want, in A, B, C, or D, you just long press on the letter. You'll see it flash. I'm going to switch to A now. And there you go. You can load 4 of your favorite presets into the quick switch section so that you can just quickly get to those effects that you want. The next menu option is the presets, and there's hundreds of presets to choose from. So like I said, just go through those, find which ones you like. I was scrolling through and I found one with the name bass on it, and it ended up becoming one of my favorite presets here. I'll play it for you here. You can make your own bank. Got down at the bottom, the one that says mine. That's my folder, of course. Also got favorites. If you hit the little star next to the name, then that becomes your favorite. And here's a cool little thing. That is just awesome. I love that. And the cool thing about this specific preset that I kind of stumbled over is it has an A and a B section. So they're separated, and each one has its own separate little amp and its own hookup. You have a switcher on the end over here. So you can switch between A and B, and I believe Y is for both of them. A is just the auto wah. B is the octaver. And Y is for both. Pretty cool. And get back to my amp. One nice little feature, and this works with pretty much any of the effects, say like if you're using the mixer with the sends or each channel with the effects inserts. Basically all you got to do to get rid of the effect is grab it and swipe it down, and it'll be deleted. Which brings me to another thing. What if I want to start out with a blank canvas? Well, here's how you do it. Go into your presets menu, and down at the bottom, there's a selection. There's a plus sign, a letter to rename. You can add a bank, name your presets, share presets. I mean, there's like just a whole bunch of, you make random presets. But in the middle is, in parentheses, INIT, and that's for initial preset. Press that, and it's blank. And there you go. Another way, because the letters are very small on the bottom of the menu, I also made a bigger version. In my favorites, I have FKINIT. Click that, and then I got my blank canvas. Next over, you have the settings menu, which is self-explanatory, all the behind-the-scenes stuff that you want to set. One thing I do want to make note of is when you initially load this or start this app, and I think it's pretty much any time you start the app, it's defaulted to channels 1 and 2 together. So in my case, I have vocals on channel 2 and I have my bass on channel 1. So you got to go in, scroll down, input channel, and select mono 1. Or whichever one's your input channel. Then you have the tuner at the top. There's a little power button, so you can activate it and have it running in the background the whole time. If you want to be able to see the bigger picture, click on the main tuner button, and there you have it. Looks like my A string's a little sharp. All that funky bass. All right, so I'll keep the tuner running. Next menu is your units. That's all your effects and amps and cabinets. And here's what I wanted to focus on. This is the mixer, your 8-track recorder. On the far right, you have your master controls. You got gain, play, fast forward, rewind, stop, record, and then there's the effects send button, and then menus for renaming, saving. Each channel has similar controls. One thing I just want to point out is there, when you initially record, whatever you have loaded into the main part of the app, whatever preset, whatever effects you have is going to get recorded onto that track. You can add effects after you record by these little effects inserts section. Hit the plus sign. I'll just throw a chorus in there. And there you have it. You can turn it on and off with the power button on the left. Or similar, just grab it and swipe it down. And it's empty. But I'm not going to add any effect. So all you got to do is arm your track that you want to record on. Hit record. And it'll give you a 4-count count in. Pre-roll. I'm going to change the tempo to about 90 beats per minute. Click on the metronome button. There we go, we got 90. Arm your channel and then hit record. Second channel, I'm just going to do a harmony to it. Higher octave. If you hit the stop button, it will disarm whatever channel you have armed. And also to reset to the beginning of whatever you recorded, you have to hit the stop button in order for it to reset. If you don't, it'll start from where you left off. There you go. I'm just going to add one more little thing and then I'm going to show you how to put an effect on it. Right now it just has the amp as the effect. All right, so now I'm going to add a chorus onto the crazy little line that I just did. Hit the FX, hit the plus sign, modulation, tap on chorus, and now it'll be present in the track. And that's all there is to it. 8-track recorder. We still got 5 more tracks to go. Hit the mixer button to close it. Now the other feature that's been not discussed very much is the TapeDeck. It's a very good practice tool. You can load anything into it, any song. If you want to just do a beat, one of your own songs, or say you got to practice for like a cover band and they're doing a song, you can download a song and put it into the tape recorder and play to it. You can change the pitch without changing the tempo. You can change the tempo without changing the pitch, or you can do both. Very useful tool for practice. So I'm going to open it up. In order to get a file in there, you hit the dark blue window. I've already got some files loaded in there. If I hit load right now, it's going to tell me, hey man, you got to put a file in there. At the bottom you got rename, import, export, and delete. So we hit import to get a song in there. Got three options. You have music library, you have files, and you have audio paste. Audio paste will just give it a generic name. I think it's like the date and time, so you have to rename it so that you know what it is. Files, I was surprised to find out that it's the old file transfer system. So you have to plug into your computer, load the file from your computer into the file transfer for ToneStack. So you go into the app section in iTunes and then load the file into the file sharing section, and then the file will be present inside the menu here. So that's how you got to do it. So I'm just going to hit do a song that a friend of mine has created. It's called Puppies by Paula Morales, and I'm just going to play along with it. So I select it, hit load, and now all you got to do is hit play. On the right is the controls for changing the pitch and everything. There's one wheel to dial the pitch or tempo that you want, and there's a button to select maybe pitch, tempo, and off. And I'm going to turn it off. And here we go. I'm going to play along with Paula Morales. And there you have it. You can practice along with anything that you want. Very useful tool. And that's pretty much all I'm going to cover about these on the standalone version, because everything that's in the standalone version, other than the mixer and the tape deck, is in the AUV3 version. Got your metronome here, which we selected to change our rhythm, our tempo. Got the store where you can purchase the pot of gold or effects individually if you want to. But if you get the pot of gold, you get everything. Well worth it. It's a very good deal. And then just a little bit of information about ToneStack Pro. All right, so from here, we're going to head over to AUM. I appreciate you guys checking in. If you like what you've heard and seen so far, please hit that like and subscribe. I really appreciate you guys, and we'll see you in AUM. So now we're in the AUV3 version. Open it back up, and there we are. Got ToneStack Pro already preloaded. And that's the amp simulator that I prefer. It's got the Ginger amp head and the bass 700 bottom, which is a 410 bottom. Just a little side note on this amp simulator. When you load the cabinet, you can see there's a little microphone. If you double tap on the picture of the app down, or the amp down there, or the effect or whatever, it will enlarge it, just to let you know. So you see there's a little microphone by the speaker. You can slide that around and it will change the sound. So I'm going to hit the strings while I'm moving it. Moving it up changes the distance to and from the speaker. Side to side moves the mic in different positions on the cone of the speaker. And that's that. So now we get into the works of this app. This app has a lot of effects to choose from. So I recommend when you get this app to sit down with it, just give yourself some time to get to know it and go through each effect, find amps that pique your interest. They have amp simulators that are based on classic amps. They, like Fender, Ampeg. I mean, there's all kinds of amps to choose from. And same with the effects. There's a lot of classic effects. Each effect individually comes with like an initial setting. So when you load the effect up, it's just going to be playing a certain way. The individual app does not have presets for its effect. You have to tweak them yourself and find what you like. So you got to kind of know about the effect that you're using. So say you want to add an effect. All you got to do, and you can move the effect anywhere in the chain. Say like you want reverb before the amp. Say like it's coming from like your guitar before the amp. You can go into units, and I'm just going to put a reverb. TStudio reverb. One thing you got to be careful of is if you slide, especially in AUM, because if you have AUM sideways, the touch screen's a little wonky at times. You might end up moving the microphone on the cabinet. So just what I recommend is sliding not on the cabinet, sliding like before it so you can move it over. So I just want to get the reverb so you can hear it. So you can hear it. So now I'm going to move it to the front of the amp or before it. So to move it, you just long press and then slide it where you want. If you press on it, it'll bring up the menu again. Sometimes it has trouble reading, and this isn't the fault of the app. It's just kind of like what happens. Sometimes it just interprets it as a press and it brings up the menu. Other times you can long press and it just works right away. Just like that. There we go. So I moved the reverb before the amp. A little different. You can move it between the head and the speaker or the cabinet. Or to the end of the chain. So you can position whatever you want. I think this one sounds better at the end of the chain. Let's get a little chorus in there. I'm not going to go through every effect. Like I said, if you get this amp, if you get this simulator, go through the effects and find out which ones you like. There's a lot. Oh, I see there's a bass section. Oh, that's cool. I didn't realize that you could go by instrument group here. So here we got bass chorus. I'm going to put that before the reverb. Very cool. So you guys were with me, and when I discovered that there's a bass section, I didn't realize that. Look at that. Rotary, bass, utilities. Utilities where you get a switcher, and I'm going to explain that in a few because I found one of my favorite presets that I was just kind of like stumbling around and came across as a really cool effect, really funky. So that's awesome. I didn't know it had a specific bass section, which makes it easier. This one here. So in order to deactivate, or actually if you would just want to get rid of a effect, you just pull down and kind of swipe it away. And it gets rid of it. Now I'm going to take you to the presets. So there's one preset that I really love. Go to favorites. And it's called bass accompanied funk. I selected this one in the presets just because it had bass in the name. And when you hear this, you'll know why. Super cool. Now, the cool thing about this one is you'll notice there's an A and a B section. And down at the bottom, you see there's a switcher on the left side. So right now it's on the Y, which is both A and B. So I'm going to switch it to A. Wait, that's on B. There we go. This will be A. So A has its own amp, its own little cabinet, tape echo, Ottawa. Always sounds like I'm saying a place in Canada, Ottawa. And B, same thing, has its own amp, and it has a octaver on it. Switch it so you can hear just B. So mix those together and you got a nice mix of the subtle octaver and the very bright sounding wah-wah. Very cool. So I know that if you explore this app, you will find many presets that will become your favorite. And with the price of this amp simulator, you can't go wrong with it. You'll have an endless amount of effects to choose from. And it's AUV3, which sets it apart from all the other amp simulators out there right now. I don't know of any others that are AUV3 and this quality. This is a very good app. So the value speaks for itself. Again, I thank you guys for checking in. I know it's been a while since I made a video. This is a very intimidating video to make because there's so much to it. And I mean, it's really enjoyable to make either way. I love making videos for you guys. So again, thank you for checking in. Hit that like button. And remember that if you like what you see and hear, be kind, like, and subscribe.